Hello again, I'm Miss Maddox from Kids on the Land. And when I was last with you, we were talking about how important it is to know the place where we live. So today we're going to be studying, I think I'll see if you can read my mind. I am thinking about something that has a head, thorax, abdomen, and 6 legs. How many of you guessed? Well, looks like some of you may need a little clue. They say that there are about 10 quintillion of these on the earth. Now that's a 10 with 18 zeros after it. Some of these are pests, but most are beneficial. I bet all of you've guessed. We're going to be talking about insects. Yes. Now, why is it important to know about insects? Well, how many of you enjoy wildflowers? These are our beautiful Indian blankets that bloom in early spring. How about vegetables? Do you like vegetables? How about fruit? Well, if we didn't have insects, our wonderful pollinators, our plants would not be able to reproduce and bear fruit, and our food supply would be in big trouble. Now, these insects also do other amazing things. Here's a pollinator, the honeybee. And look at this butterfly. See that proboscis that is gathering nectar from the flower, but also collecting pollen that it will spread to other plants and flowers? Our pollinators do great work for us, and we need them. But there are insects that do other things that help us. Here's one of my favorites, the ladybug. The ladybug is one of those insects that helps us control pest populations. The ladybug loves aphids. I grow okra in my garden at home, and when I spot aphids on my okra, I go looking for ladybugs. Another thing that insects do is they help us clean up our environment. This is a dung beetle. Now, this dung beetle has found a cow patty, perhaps out in the pasture. He's rolled it into a ball, and he's going to take it over, put it down into the soil, and this dung is a wonderful fertilizer. So they are helping us improve our soil. Now, we do have insects that are pests, like the housefly or the mosquito, but most of our insects are good guys. They're beneficial, and they're helping us to exist on the earth. So, if we're looking at something and we want to know if it's an insect, do you know what makes an insect an insect? There are certain characteristics. It must have 3 body parts, the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. It will also have an exoskeleton. That's a hard covering. And it will have 6 legs, 3 attached on one side of the thorax and 3 on the other. So, now that you know how to know if you're observing an insect, what do you know about the changes insects go through in their life cycle? Well, I want to talk to you about a word called transformation. And I bet you all know about these toys called transformers? Well, do you think I can transform this car into Mr. B-Man? Well, I really wish I had one of you here to help me, but I'm going to try. I have to pull out the feet, and then I'm going to pull this back, and we see Mr. B-Man there. Next, I've got to give him some arms. And look at this transformation. A car into B-Man. Let's see if I can transform him back into a car. Yep, that's what we call transformation. Why would I be telling you about that? Well, that has everything to do with this word, metamorphosis. You might try saying that. Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis is a process of the changes that an immature insect goes through to become an adult. And there are two kinds. There's complete metamorphosis and incomplete metamorphosis. So let's look at this butterfly. Now this is a monarch butterfly. This adult butterfly has laid an egg on a milkweed plant. And that egg hatches out into a caterpillar. And that caterpillar begins to eat and eat and eat on that milkweed plant until he grows and decides it's time for him or her to go into the chrysalis or the pupa. And inside there is a real transformation going on, because after a period of time, the butterfly appears, the adult butterfly. And we call that complete metamorphosis because it is a complete change. None of these look the same until it comes out as the adult. So this is complete metamorphosis. So what about incomplete metamorphosis? Well, here's the old grasshopper. And that adult grasshopper lays an egg on lots of different kinds of plants. And when it hatches, it's a baby grasshopper that looks just like the adult. And we call that baby a nymph. And the nymph will eat and grow and shed its skin and eat and grow until it becomes the adult with wings. So we call that incomplete metamorphosis because there is not a great change. This adult looks just like this baby, only it's smaller. So, we know what metamorphosis is, a transformation taking place when an immature insect grows into an adult. We know there are two kinds, complete and incomplete. We know insects are important for our existence on this earth. They are pollinating our plants. They are helping us control pest populations, and they clean up the environment. They like to eat poop. So our insects are very important. Our amazing insects that are pollinators and poop eaters and pest control. You know, these are our amazing friends. And your teacher will have an activity for you to do that has this information that we've learned today. And when she chooses to get it to you, I hope you'll remember how important our insects are for our existence here on Earth. Now, I would like to read you a story. This book is called Hurry and the Monarch. It's about a long journey and metamorphosis, and I wrote it. So let's hear about Hurry. The Texas tortoise is starting to think about winter, when out of the bright October sky, a monarch butterfly lands on his back. "What do you call this place?" asked the monarch. "The West Ranch Garden," says Hurry. "And that's my back you're standing on. West Ranch Garden is near the Mexican border." "It's not far enough," says the monarch. "Not far enough for what?" "For staying," replies the monarch. And with that, the monarch opens her wings and flies off Hurry's back. Eye level with Hurry now, the monarch seems fascinated with the old tortoise. "How long have you been here?" asked the monarch. "Seems like forever," says Hurry. "Maybe one day you'll break out of that shell, grow wings, and fly away," says the monarch. "I doubt it," says Hurry. "It happened to me," replies the monarch. "She was thinking about that extraordinary morning when she first opened her wings." "Where did that happen?" asked Hurry. "Far away in a place called Canada, in a garden like this." "Why did you leave?" asked Hurry. "The days got colder," says the monarch. "What do you do when the days get colder?" asked the monarch. "Sleep," says Hurry. "Cold days always turn back into warm days if you wait." "I don't have time to that," says the monarch, flying away from the garden. She joins more monarchs. They turn the sky orange as thousands of monarchs continue their journey to central Mexico. Back in the garden, a cloud passes over the sun and Hurry shuts his eyes. As the weather turns cooler, the old tortoise begins to dream. The monarch travels on, resting at night in places you would expect a butterfly to rest, like on flowers, and sometimes on places you would not, like on barbed wire fences. Each day brings new sights. Sometimes the day brings danger, like the windshield of a pickup truck driving fast down a country road. But the monarch survives, flying now over the waters of the Rio Grande River into Mexico. On and on she flies, until finally one November evening she finds the warm green forest she has been searching for. She hangs from a branch, adding her tired wings to the soft murmur of a million others. The monarch in flight from winter knows she has found the perfect place, the butterfly sanctuaries in central Mexico. The monarch has traveled almost 2,000 miles, sometimes flying 125 miles a day. Now think about this. The monarch has never been on this trip before, and there are no road signs to follow. Then one morning in the spring, the monarch returns to the West Ranch Garden. "So where are you going now?" asks Hurry. "Back to the beginning," says the monarch. "Do you mean Canada?" asks Hurry. Butterflies can be so mysterious, thinks Hurry, watching the monarch lay her egg on a milkweed plant. Then she flies away, headed north with the other monarchs. In the town of Oklahoma City, she flies in through an open window. She thinks this might be a nice place to rest her worn wings for a while in the folds of the lace curtain. For a while becomes forever. What has happened? The monarch has died. She's left something behind. Back in the West Ranch Garden over by the milkweed plant, Hurry sees a newborn caterpillar. "Hello," says Hurry, but the caterpillar doesn't answer. It is too busy eating the milkweed leaves. Hurry watches and waits as the caterpillar grows, shedding its skin 4 times, and finally crawling away to hide under a twig. But this garden is Hurry's whole world, and there is little in it that is hidden from him. In the weeks that follow, Hurry sees an amazing transformation happen right in front of his still impatient eyes. Metamorphosis. What is happening? A new monarch emerges from her shell, called a chrysalis, all wet and wrinkled. For a while, the monarch clings to the empty shell, waiting for her wings to expand and dry in the warm sunshine. After a few hours, the monarch spreads her strong new wings and flies toward Hurry, landing on his back. "What's your hurry?" asked Hurry. "I'm off to see the world. What do you think it's like?" asked the monarch. "I imagine," says Hurry slowly, "I imagine that it's like my garden, a place full of astonishing things." "I can't wait," says the young monarch, flying away on his way north for the summer. The end. Now, you're also going to find information about monarchs in this book, and one thing I want to tell you, if you don't already know it, the monarch is the state insect for Texas. You're also going to find the migration map for the monarch, and right here in our eco-region, the rolling plains, we are on that migration route, and it's time to start looking for those monarchs flying through, headed north for the winter. Thank you. Now, if you like this story and you would like to read it for yourself, we, Kids on the Land, are donating this book, to your library. Thank you.
Kids on the land, kids on the land, kids and nature go hand in hand. Gather your friends, come along with me. Get to know your nature neighbors naturally. There's animals and insects and plants galore. There's fossils and history of what's happened before. This world is a spinning and it's only beginning. Will there always be room for more? Sure! Kids on the land, kids on the land. Learn about this world starting right where you stand. The earth is alive, ain't it just grand? Let's keep it that way.